Today I want to talk about something that's close to the heart of many women, and that is the role of a woman in building her home. My name is Babbrah. Welcome to Awakening Kingdom Ministries. I'm really excited to be here. Whether you're a wife, a mother, or simply someone who influences the people around you, God has placed a special responsibility for women to build rather than to tear down. In Proverbs 14:1, which tells us that a wise woman builds her house, but with her own hands the foolish tears hers down. So today, let's dive into what it means to be a woman who builds her home, how to recognize the things that tear you down, and how to cultivate wisdom in every area of your life. Let's start with the power of a woman's influence. So we're going to start by acknowledging that women have tremendous influence. Whether you realize it or not, as a woman, you shape the environment around you. That is, with your words, your attitude, your actions, and your choices all play a role in the atmosphere of your home. And I believe that this influence can be used to either tear down or build up. Proverbs 31:10-31 gives us a beautiful picture of a woman who uses her influence to build her home. Proverbs 31 woman is often seen as an unattainable standard, but I believe she represents the potential in each of us to use wisdom and grace to bless those that are around us. You see, she's described as a woman of noble character who watches over the affairs of her household and whose children arise and call her blessed. That's Proverbs 31:27-28. You see, she's a builder, not just a physical house. She's a builder of relationships, of trust, and of godly character. And what does it mean to build a home? I see, building your home isn't just about cooking meals, cleaning, or even keeping things in order. Although, let me say that those things matter too. But it's about creating an environment where love, where peace, and faith can thrive. It's about nurturing relationships, setting a godly example, and cultivating wisdom in every part of your life. And how do you do that? Number one, you build with love and grace. I believe that one of the most important ways to build your home is through love and grace. Ephesians 4:29 says, "Do not let any unwholesome talk come out of your mouth, but only what is helpful for building others up according to their needs, that it may benefit those who listen." You see, your words have power. They can either uplift or tear down. And I believe a woman who builds a home speaks life into her family, her friends, and even herself. She chooses to be patient even when it's hard. She forgives when offense comes. She encourages rather than criticizes. And this does not mean that we never have difficult conversations or sets boundaries, but it means that she does so with love and with a desire for the good of those that are involved in her life. Point number 2 is building with wisdom and discernment. You see, wisdom is essential for building a home. Proverbs 24:3-4 says, "By wisdom a house is built, and through what understanding it is established. Through knowledge its rooms are filled with rare and beautiful treasures." You see, a wise woman seeks God's guidance in how to manage her home, how to manage her time, her finances, and her relationships. She doesn't just act impulsively or react out of emotion. Instead, she pauses, she prays, and seeks discernment before making decisions. You see, a wise woman also knows that she doesn't have to do it all on her own. She relies on God's strength, not just on her own abilities. James 1:5 reminds you and I that if any one of you lack wisdom, you should what? Ask God, who does what? Who gives generously to all without finding fault, and it will be given to you. You see, the key to being a wise woman is recognizing that true wisdom comes from God, not from ourselves. Point number three, building with faith and prayer. You see, a woman who builds a home is rooted in faith. She knows that she cannot control everything, but she trusts the one who can. Hebrews 11:1 says, "Now faith is confident in what we hope for and the assurance about what we do not see." So even when challenges come, whether that may be financial struggles, relational difficulties, or personal doubts, she stands firm in her faith and prays through every situation. Prayer is a powerful tool in building your home. When you pray over your family, your home, and your future, you're inviting God's presence and protection into every area of your life. Philippians 4:6-7 tells us, "Do not be anxious about In every situation, by prayer and petition with thanksgiving, do what present your request to God, and the peace of God, which transcends all understanding, will guard your hearts and your mind in Christ Jesus. You see, a praying woman is a powerful woman, and her home is built on the solid foundation of faith. So let's pause and talk about what tears down a home. Just as there are many ways to build up a home, there are also many ways to tear it down. And sometimes we tear it down even without realizing it. So let's share a few things that can destroy the peace and the unity of your home. Number one, I think a majority of us are guilty of this: negative words. We've all been guilty of speaking in frustration or anger, but negative words can slowly erode the foundation of a home. Proverbs 18:21 tells us the tongue has the power of life and death, and those who love it will eat its fruit. You see, words that are harsh or critical or full of complaints create an atmosphere of tension and bitterness. So we must be mindful of how we speak to those we love and how we speak about ourselves. Number two, neglecting friendships. A home is built on relationships, and when we neglect those relationships, they begin to fall apart. Whether it's with your spouse, your kids, or close friends, it's easy to get caught up in the business of life. And I understand how life can get so busy, but we must not forget to invest in the people that matter most. Ephesians 5:15-16 tells us to be very careful then how we live, not as unwise, but as wise, making the most of every opportunity. I want to encourage you to take time to nurture every relationship in your life. You must listen, you must be intentional in spending quality time, and be present. Point number three, unresolved conflict. Conflict is inevitable, but how we handle it can either build up or tear down. Ephesians 4:26 says, in your anger, do not sin? Do not let the sun go down while you are still angry. A wise woman knows that avoiding or ignoring conflict doesn't solve anything. She seeks peace and resolution because she knows that holding on to resentment can destroy the unity of her home. And here's a biblical example. A woman named Abigail. Abigail was a woman who built up. So Abigail is a biblical example of a woman who built her home. In 1 Samuel 25, we see Abigail's husband Nabal act foolishly by insulting David. And this put their entire household in danger. But Abigail, with wisdom and discernment, quickly intervened. She approached King David with humility, and she went on to offer him gifts and a heartfelt plea for peace. You see, her actions not only saved her household, but also showed incredible wisdom, grace, and strength. If we analyze this, we can say that Abigail did not react out of fear or danger. She used her influence to bring peace and to build up her home. That is in the middle of a crisis. I believe that she is a powerful example of how one woman's action can turn a situation around and protect what matters most. You might ask yourself, how do you become a woman who builds rather than one that tears down? Let's talk about a few practical steps. Number one, very important, stay connected to God. The more time you spend with God, the more wisdom and strength you'll have to build your home. Spend time in His Word, pray regularly, and seek His guidance in every single decision that you make. Number two, speak life. I want to encourage you to be intentional about speaking words of encouragement and affirmation. Let your home be a place where people feel loved, people feel supported and valued. And remember, we're all a work in progress. It's the intentionality that counts. Number three, nurture relationships. I want to encourage you to take time to invest in your relationship. Whether it's through quality time or through acts of service or simply listening, make sure that the people in your life know that they are important to you. Number four, seek wisdom. This is pivotal. Ask God for wisdom in how to manage your home, how to manage your relationships and your time, right? Surrounding yourself with godly mentors that can offer advice and encouragement. Number five, resolve conflict quickly. Don't let small disagreements fester. Seek peace and reconciliation as quickly as you can so that your home remains a place of unity and love. So ladies, Today, I want to encourage you to be a woman who builds. Whether you're building a physical home, nurturing a family, or creating an atmosphere of love and faith for those around you, I want you to know that God gives you and has given you the power and the wisdom to build something beautiful. Don't tear it down with careless words or actions. Instead, I want you to lean into God's strength and let Him guide you in creating a home that honors Him. And if this message was a blessing to you, I want you to share with another woman who could use this encouragement in her journey of building her home. And let us support one another as we seek to become women who build with love, with wisdom, and with faith. Thanks for watching, and I hope to see you in the next video. Feel free to share, subscribe. I'd like to hear your stories on how you're building your home. I'm praying for you. The Lord loves you. May the Lord bless you and keep you. The Lord make His face shine upon you, be gracious to you. Goodbye. God bless.